notebook to this page. Again, log in as Excel and open up your notebook to this page. This is the worksheet that we did yesterday in class. Please open up those notebooks to this page. I'm going to walk around and make sure that everybody is on this page. Okay, questions, raise your hand. Please open up your notebook to this page. Open up your notebook to this page. We glued it yesterday. All of you glued it yesterday into your notebook. You have it? It's your notebook. Yes. Let me bring it. Open up your notebook to this page, please. Those of you who are already solving this problem, that's okay. You can do that. Okay? Those of you who are already solving it on your notebook, that's okay. You can go ahead and do that. Fernando, take out this page. Okay? Please take out this page at this time. Let's have one of you read it first. Let's go ahead and have Justin, can you read it for us? Go ahead. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to circle the information that is going to help you. So we're going to go ahead and circle the $15. Okay, please do that at this time on your paper. Circle the $15. The next thing you're going to circle is the 1 pound of potatoes. You need that information as well. Okay. And the next thing you're going to circle is the type of item that Michelle wants to buy. So what does she want to buy? What are we trying to find out? How much what? Spinach. So we're going to circle the spinach. Okay? So we're going to circle the spinach. And now what I want you to do is I want to circle the information in the table. So what information do you think we're going to circle? Which one of the items are we going to circle?
Potatoes.
The potatoes. Okay? The potatoes. And the spinach. I want you to look at example number 3. We went over it yesterday. But keep in mind that we're trying to get 1 pound of potatoes. And we are trying to figure out how much spinach Michelle can buy. And with your partner, I want you to figure out how to write the inequality. You don't need to solve it. I just want you to write down the inequality on your whiteboard. So at this time, figure out how would you write this inequality on the whiteboard. I'm going to give you about 1.5 minutes to do this. If you finish early, you need to be patient and wait. Okay? Again, if you finish early, you need to be patient and wait. What you can do is help the person next to you explain what each of the numbers represent. Again, write the two-step inequality, don't solve it. I just want you to write it out. You have 1.5 minutes. Go ahead, with your partner. How would you write this inequality? Do it on the whiteboard,
How many pounds of potatoes did she buy?
1 to 2 minutes. How would you write this?
I'm going to write it down. She definitely bought 50 cents worth of potatoes. Was that the only thing she bought at the store? She also bought
So again, please do it on the whiteboard. Do it on the whiteboard.
Did she buy? No, it didn't. How much does spinach cost?
Please do it on the whiteboard. On the whiteboard.
$3, good. You can either write 3 or 3.00.
Quickly. Thank you.
Now, I don't know how many pounds it is, right? So I'm just going to add it.
Where's your whiteboard? I told you right
Maybe she bought 2, maybe she bought 4. We definitely know that she did buy 1 pound of potatoes.
I need you to write it out.
$15. So that's going to go on the opposite side of the equation. Now, what is the greatest amount that she can buy? So that's going to tell you what side we're using. Can she go over $15? Can she spend more than that? No. She only gets this or she only gets Can she spend less than 15? Yeah. So she can spend
Again,
less
please
than
try to figure out how would you write the inequality? How would you write it?
$15.
Based on the salary, how would you write it? Red and white. Here's your
Can't
pencil.
spend over, and she can't spend. That's it. Now, she's going to have to solve this problem. We can already try to set this one. And just because that's decimals doesn't mean
I'm going to give you an extra minute because not everybody's done. So one more minute. Those of you who are done, raise your boards. But those of you who are not done, keep working. One more minute. Okay? That's good. There's no variable. There needs to be a variable. That's good. There you go. Wait. There's a dot. It looks good? Okay. Not quite. Double check it. Double check it. There is no variable, and we're trying to find out how much spinach you can buy. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Looks good. Did you guys write it? Okay, now start solving. Those of you who are already checked, start solving it. Those of you who are already checked, start solving it.
Yes.
Wait.
Now, when I go to this side,
What are we trying to find out?
to make this easy, does the 15 have a decimal?
The greatest number
What
of
can I add to make it $15?
Is that the cost of spinach?
Yeah, exactly.
Just said there's no.
Ortiz, if I haven't seen it, show me the inequality. Show me the inequality. I need to see an inequality symbol.
Make sure.
Yes. Yes. Again, please show me the inequality.
Yeah, $15.
Yeah.
She has $15. So I'm going to subtract. You gotta show me that side. So right over here. Subtract 50.
All right, guys, let's go over how to solve it. Let's go over how to solve it.
Okay. Now subtract this.
Okay, then use your pencil and pick it.
1450. Okay. So let's make it.
All right, let's figure this out. I'm gonna go ahead and call on you. Here we go. Carlos, step down. Javier,
Good.
how would you write the inequality? What do you think is the first number that I need to write? $15. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Raise your hand if you disagree. Eyes here, guys. Carlos, please walk in silently. Walk in silently. Okay. Sure. All right, everybody, eyes up here. Eyes up here. I'm gonna wait till everybody's facing forward and paying attention.
And then you're gonna start talking.
Still waiting. Okay. Does anybody disagree that we need to start with the $15? If so, raise your hand and tell me if you disagree and why. Okay? We need to start with the $15. Raise your hand if you disagree. So everybody agrees that I need to start with $15. Can you tell me why? Why should I not start with $15?
Because 16 is the total
15 is the total what?
money she has.
The total money that she has. So what do you think we should start with?
The amount of potatoes.
The cost for the potatoes. So everybody, what is the cost for 1 pound of potatoes? 50 cents. 50 cents. And then, what are we going to add to that? $3. Okay? The question is asking, Carlos, pay attention, sir. The question is asking, what is the greatest amount of spinach that she can buy? So if we want to know the greatest amount of spinach, what variable should we use? What variable should we use? Roy, what variable should we use? P for price or pounds, okay? And everything has to be which one? Everybody, which one of these?
Less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to. How much money does Michelle have? $15. Okay, let me check if you remember how to solve this. I'm gonna start with Roxy. I should only hear Araxi, no one else. Pick it up, sir. We'll talk about that after. You shouldn't be throwing things around. Okay. Araxi, what's the first thing I need to do?
First, you have to subtract.
What should I circle?
Oh, first you have to circle
The 3P. I'm waiting for 2 students in row 1.
Hey, quiet.
Okay? So circle the 3P. What's my next step?
And then you subtract 150 with the
Subtract the 50 cents. Okay? And what's going to happen here? This is going to equal 0. And what's going to happen here? You're going to end up with, can you say it louder, please? $14.50. Okay? Zachary, what's my next step? Take a look at the example that you did yesterday on your paper. What do you think is our next step? Michael, help him out. What is our next step? Have a seat, sir.
Then to bring down the 3P.
Have, bring down the 3P.
And 14.
What do you call this symbol? Everybody, what do you call this symbol? I need everybody on this side too. What do you call this symbol?
Less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to. What else do we bring down, Michael?
1450.
1450.
And then you divide it by 3.
Divide both sides by the number next to the variable.
3. And then you get P. And then we have to divide 1450 by 3.
Okay, let's go ahead and divide that and see what you guys got. Shh, pay attention, please. Yesterday, I showed you to move the decimal point 2 places to the right. But since the 3 is a whole number, you don't need to do that. All you need to do is bring the decimal straight up. 3 goes into 14 how many times? 4. You're going to get 12. And 3 goes into 25 how many times? 8 times. You're going to get 24. Bring down the 0. And 3 goes into 10 times? 3 times.
Forever.
And what's going to happen?
It's gonna keep going.
It's going to be a repeating decimal. So we put a line on top of the 3. And the greatest amount of spinach, the pounds of spinach, is less than or equal to 4.83 pounds. There you go. Okay? Partner B, please explain to partner A how to solve this problem. Go ahead, partner B. Go ahead. Explain to her how to solve this. Can you explain to her? I need one of you to explain. It's but I don't see that. Carlos, we're partners right there.
She's bothering me.
Not even.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next example. Okay, all right, let's move on to this example. Guys, here, guys. Let's go ahead and have Diego, please read the book.
Wait, how come there's Jonathan right here? I know. I think you want to wonder.
I'm gonna wait until we're ready. Okay? Okay, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to circle the key information that you're gonna need. You're gonna have to circle the $7, okay? You're gonna have to circle the cost of the bagels. So the bagels cost 75 cents, okay, each. Okay, you're gonna have to do this on the whiteboard. You don't have to copy it, but I just wanna show you what information you're gonna need. Okay, what information you're gonna need. So the bagels cost, I'm gonna wait until everybody's paying attention. Waiting for a few students. Carlos, why are you getting out of your seat? Can you have a seat? And raise your hand if you need something. Have a seat. Raise your hand if you need something. You don't get out of your seat without permission, sir. You have to raise your hand. I'm going to wait until you're ready.
How much does cream cheese cost?
So the first thing you're going to do is figure out how to write this inequality. That's what I want you to do with your partner. I want you to write down the inequality. You don't need to solve it, but you need to figure out, how do I write this inequality? I'm circling the keywords. The $7, the bagels cost 75 cents, the cream cheese is $1.29, and what you need to find out is the number of bagels that Jonathan can buy. So I need everybody to work with your partner for a minute or so and come up with the inequality. I'll give you 2 minutes to figure it out. Don't solve it, just write it out. Oh yeah,
If I'm sure it's rated, then I'm going to give them more than $7. If only at $7, give them more than $7. Can I spend exactly $7?
Write it on your whiteboard, please. If you don't have a marker, do it on your phone or your paper. He has one already. The beer for the bagel. Okay. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to solve it. Just write the inequality. Write the inequality. What are they trying to buy? That means someone's out. You need to wait. You got, what are they trying to buy? How many? Yeah, you got it.
I already have another
Looks good? Right?
Where you want to represent?
Oh.
Okay, you got it?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, it's a very big. It's very big. Again, guys, we're trying to find the number of bagels. Okay, keep that in mind. Remember where the variable goes. We're trying to find the number of bagels. Yes.
Many numbers, many numbers.
Oh, where's the variable? Where's the variable? Here? Yes.
This is like 75.
400.
90.
Yeah. There's no equal though. This is 93.
13.75.
13. Yes. Yes.
I got 13.
Yeah, that's why I had the times on top of how we get rid of time.
But only on the 009.
Well, all right.
I'm gonna wait today plus 0.99.
Alright, let's see if you know how to write this. I'm gonna wait till everybody's ready. Actually, hands up, because I need 100% from you. I need 100% from you, and I don't have 100% right now. So hands up, everybody. Alright.
You don't need yourself.
Alexis, eyes here. Fernando, eyes here. Still waiting, you still don't have 100%. Okay, your voice needs to be off. Alexis, we're waiting for you. Still waiting, I still hear talking. Carlos, we're waiting for you. Diego, we're waiting for you. Okay, hands down. What I asked you to do is to write an inequality. Fernando, voice off. Write an inequality to represent this problem. You don't need to solve it. Write an inequality to represent this problem. Okay? Roy, what is the first thing that I need to write down if I'm trying to find out the number of bagels that Jonathan can buy? What is the first thing I need to write down? You're not sure? Okay, raise your hand if you can help Roy. Yes, sir.
How much the cheese cost?
Find the number of bagels that Jonathan can buy. So the question is not asking how much the cream cheese costs. The question is asking how many bagels can Jonathan buy?
I know.
Please turn to the person next to you and tell them that the question is asking how many bagels Jonathan can buy. Go ahead and turn to the person next to you. Okay. Vivian, with that in mind, what is the first number? I'm going to wait. Not everybody's ready. Okay? Vivian, what is the first number that you're going to write?
How much does mom container with cream cheese cost?
How much the cream cheese costs, and how much is that?
$1.29.
Hold on, we don't have everybody. I'm going to wait. $1.29, and you said it represents what?
A small container with cream cheese.
A small container with cream cheese. Okay. What else do I need to write?
How much a bagel costs?
Okay. How much does a bagel cost?
75 cents.
75 cents. Okay. Back to the question. What is the question asking us again?
How many bagels did you buy?
I'm asking her. The question is asking, start with that.
The question is asking us to find the number of bagels Jonathan can buy.
So which of those numbers would have the variable?
The $7.
There is no $7 here. So which of the numbers would have the variable?
0.75.
I'm asking her.
The 0.75.
Why does that have the variable? Because what are we trying to find out?
The cost of the bagel.
We know the cost. It's 75 cents. So we're not trying to find the cost. We're trying to find
How
out
many you could buy.
how many Jonathan can buy. That is why the variable goes there. Can you please tell the person next to you that the 75 cents has the variable? Because we're trying to find out how many bagels Jonathan can buy. Go ahead and tell the person next to you. Tell the person next to you that the B is next to the 75 cents. We're trying to find out how many bagels. Okay. All right. Zachary, what else do I I need to write? So this represents the cost for the cream cheese. This represents the cost for the bagels. What else do we need to write?
$7.
The $7. And what inequality do you think we're gonna write?
No more than.
It's more than?
No more than.
No more than. So this inequality, okay? That's all I wanted you to do.
Yeah.
I don't need you to solve it. I just wanted you to write down an inequality that represents this, okay? Before we move on, turn to the person next to you and tell them the 129 represents the cream cheese. The 75 cents B represents the cost for the bagels. And the $7 represents the money that Jonathan has to spend. I need to hear that from everybody. Wait your lunch. Wait until lunch. Okay? All right, the next thing we're going to do, you have a worksheet in front of you. I want you to pick one problem. Pick one problem that you want to solve. Turn to the group that you have. You're working together. You're each picking one question. You're working together. Each of you pick one question. You're working together. Each of you pick one question to do. Each of you pick one question. And then ladies and gentlemen, listen up. Once you're done answering the problem, raise your hand so I can check your work. And then I want you to teach it to your group. Turn around with your paper and teach it to your group.
Wait. What problem are you doing?
That's all right, Michael said safety.
So,
Last year.
they come back. So you can take out some of the carrots. So get rid of the. There it is.
Wait a minute.
Which one are you doing, Fernando? Okay. So just pick one.
Wait, so you can out?
Yeah, you just have to explain to them what each of the numbers represent. Yes, it matters. Because the question is asking, I don't know how to do these. No, what letter you pick doesn't matter. As long as they put when you do the equation, yes. Oh, yeah.
How come she only bought one spinach and she could buy more?
One bunch. One bunch. No, they come in bunches. So one bunch of spinach. Or maybe it's a bag.
Should have been more. I thought she was about
No, they can wrap it. Oh, you don't need to solve it. It says, you do not need to solve, right, your inequality, but I don't see inequality to begin with. So write inequality, you need to solve it, and then explain to them what each of the numbers represent.
Yes, you're throwing glue at me.
You mean? I'm solving my word.
Oh, no, yeah, less than, but that's not less than. Whatever you need to choose, whatever you need to carve. No, I do know that. Right? See how what?
I will teach you.
No.
Number two? Can you explain it? Right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But I don't know how to read.
Oh, you're subtracting, not
There's the vice.
Okay.
You're lucky I didn't pop it.
the one that
Give me
0.77, and then you divide.
Yeah. What's zero? As she's saying it right now. Which one are you talking down? Where does the verb
There's the iced coffee and
yeah, explain to them what each one is. And the rest of you need to have that on your
Yeah, you guys have it. I will play it. Why did you guys just get something over me? Y'all were
Hey, imagine.
I did.
Like, you want to
The same steps, like to like, instead of our full, okay, the same steps. Which one did you do? So 12 goes to 1,000. And 108 is 79. And then everybody else. Yeah, no, that's what but all your stuff is good. Can somebody go
Is that a photo?
No, this part, I got it wrong. I got 11 the last part. Because all your stuff is good. The only thing is the last part. With the story. We did the road to this one. Oh, that's what I saw. Because you're gonna get slated for that. Ladies and gentlemen, please look at your notebook. What's 19 on your notebook? As soon as you are done with your work, please put it in your notebook. As soon as you guys are done with everything, who's it number one? Guys, I got the 1071. Here you have the inequality. That was given, so then it's going to is less than or equal to? No, only 90. Can you open that? Same with this one. You have to have the inequality. So, oh, I can use a calculator. Where's B? It just says it's right there. I got 0.01. Well, I did the other grader.
It's just been more than no. So
But you can
Why did it?
let's just write that one down.
'cause the answer. What do you do? No, it's 7. It's 0.7. That's what I got. No, it's okay, fine. I got you.
Pretty cold.
Now you bring it Your answer's correct. Hey guys, you're still I can What's the answer? I already saw it. You just needed to write it down. I need a record. Wait, how do I write it? Let me write it. Wait, how do I write these answers? With inequality.
How many more do I need?
I looked at all the work and we just.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take away your lips on the floor. Area, guys, like this. We're gonna have this one. I got it. This is the only thing. Like that. Did you do the other this needs to go in your notebook. Then in this area, because the markers on the floor, you guys can go.
They got the answer. Diego, this. We can't write number 2.
What do you mean? What do you want me to do? Okay, you guys put it away, put it away. Except for Diego. It was in your yeah. Can we pick up this
I'm gonna lose it. Because it's raining and it's job. It won't be a thing anymore. No.
Oh, we're going to the mountains.
We're gonna die. I already died yesterday.
You can clean up because you didn't do it.
Yeah, I do. Where's that on?
Hey, look, I answered one. I answered it fast. Well, that's answering this. It's like, oh my.
You have to have the variable, the inequality variable. You switched it. Why'd you switch it?
It's because I was using a left hand
Don't switch it. Don't switch it. Don't switch the inequality symbol. See here? Yeah. Show me your final answer.
I was using his left hand to all of them.
And then you can go.
I was using his left hand to that's why. I was using his left hand to make it like a meter.
Okay. Here, no, it's yours. It should be into your notebook.
I was using
No. Should be good to your notebook.
And it's deep dog. Wow. Make this chicken back. Yeah, out.
Make sure you pick up whatever's on the floor. There's all kinds of stuff on the floor. Find a cap to that. Get it!
This. Don't read that, bro.
I'm on camera right now. I'm too famous for it. Is it working?
Have a good lunch, sir. Excuse me.
Haha. Ha.
Step away, please. Thank you.
Let me just use this for these.
It's alright.
Yesterday's lesson was way better.